barely got here. I mean, I landed in the morning at around 12:30. So I've barely seen Dehradun, the been here before. But my panel was very interesting. I was interviewing, moderating a session with Sunetra Chaudhary, a face that you'll recognize because she comes on NETV very often. And she's written an extremely thrilling book. It's called Behind Bars. It's on the lives of famous people, famous and influential people who have gone to prison. And so, I only got to know till last weekend that I had to moderate this session, and I said, haven't you read the book? And so it was very last minute, but I said, okay, how do I get hold of the book? She sent me the book, and I started reading it, and so these are, you're reading about very famous people like Amar Singh, Peter Mukherjee, the former Star TV CEO, and there are lots of famous people in the book, but there's also a lot of other people, stories that are about what happens to them in prison. And this prison is, and there's this morbid fascination about prison because it's, suddenly it's a parallel world. It's almost that it doesn't exist to us outside world, and right inside there you get a hold of all these people trying to manage a way, and you could be if you're rich and influential, you can subvert the laws and you can get by. And then you have extremely, like the famous Bihar politician Pappu Yadav, who, he makes no qualms because he went to jail at the age of 17 saying that, how he had to sleep at night next to the toilet, and he doesn't admit, he says it's a horrible, it's like death, and that there is no reform. You learn it completely, it's like the entire system chokes you, and if you can't pay your way through, then you have to sell your own body, and there are all these kind of horrid lurid tales about prison. So my session with Sunetra was about her book and why she went about writing, how did she start, because she's a journalist, so she obviously came across these cases, but she, there's a lot of work that went inside, and she does it in such in a great reportage manner. She brings out these stories. I think it's a very good idea. I really hope to see more sessions but from what I could read about the sessions that are in store, I think that it encapsulates a whole lot of sort of current subjects and literary figures, and there's also a lot of contemporary writers, and it's also the thing is that writers write when they're alone. It's not a public thing. It's they put their thoughts on paper and they spend time on it, and so I think that it does good for writers to finally meet their readers, to see what they are going through, and I think that in general awareness, because how else do you talk about books that are being published today, the important ones for sure. So I think it's a noble cause to also to get students and inspire them to read, because it's more and more important these days when everyone's going for bite-sized information, to read as much.